So, welcome back to this third episode of the 5-lap race mini-series, whatever you want to call it. We're jumping into this third race in Sochi. We have just had a league race here in Sochi, which was very much enjoyable. I should have done better than I did. I got robbed. My own fault, speeding in the pit lane. But it was a good race, nonetheless, sorry. 3 safety cars. Mixing it up a bit. P4 on track, P5 on the penalties. So, we've had a podium in my eyes. We had the pace for it. But let's see how we get on here with the Tier 1 boys, who are mighty fast around this. It's not even a street circuit. I don't want to call it a street circuit, but it may as well be a street circuit. We're going to try and not cut the corners here, but it's very easy done around Sochi. So we're going to go a little bit cautious, I think, and we get back on the power. So we head round to the end of Sector 1, which is just after the little flick to the right in a minute. On the power as early as we dare. Someone's retired, I didn't quite see the name. I'm guessing they've dropped it coming round that right flick. Heading to the middle sector. This is where most of my time is lost compared to some of the other guys. But we'll see where we are come the end of this lap. It's going to open that big old slot in the rear wing. Smash it around this back bend, should we call it, and see where we can put this car on the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. We come into the final slippy Sector 3. Car feels pinned for the rest of the lap, but around this sector it's just not interested in doing what I request of this car. Whether that's down to setup or driver, I will let you decide. Come around the final corner to put it on the grid in P number, I'm going to guess 4. P4? Yeah, P4 on the grid, we'll take that. 9 drivers, we're over halfway up the grid. That's good, because you do not want P1 here. Davies. I'm hoping I have a good race with him here. That should be good fun. I don't know if Jake's in a party with Dan, or who he's in a party with, but I'm coming for him. He should be very afraid. We'll load into the race now with the other drivers. So as a reminder, we are racing with Wes Lines Tier 1, Pierce Gaming myself Tier 2, Bell Tier 1, Davies Tier 2, Cookie Tier 1, Honest Grand Tier 2, Aqua Ninjas is Tier 1, 23rd Never is also Tier 1, and the final name on the grid I didn't quite see and I can't remember, so you have to bear with. I will get you the last driver's name in 2 seconds. Don't be offended. Nothing personal. We wait to load into the race. I want to thank you for watching this video and supporting the channel. If you haven't already, hit that like button if you enjoy, hit the subscribe button for more content like this, more F1 content, plus there will be MotoGP content. I forgot Dan, I feel really bad. Hobgoblin, and he's starting just behind me. 5 red lights and jump start, let's go. Gotta go now, gotta get on with it. Got a bit keen there, bit of a cheat as we go away from the line, but that's all good. Wavy Minds, he's still got the pace to just stick it up my inside there. As he pushes us off the track, how rude. We have a yellow flag behind us as cars are spinning. We have a drive through to serve, so this P2 is not going to last. Who's that on the outside of me? Davies. He's thought better of it into the right hand flick, running a bit wide. This is like the opposite of what happened in the race last Saturday. He was ahead of me and we just maintained the gap to each other really. I couldn't keep up with him, he couldn't pull away from me, if that makes sense. So we're going to squirt the ears down this back straight. use as much as we can to close up to Wavy Mines and open the gap to Davies. Not that it makes any odds. We're going to dive in the pits for a little trundle through, just to cool the tyres down really, more than anything. That's what it's going to be. And then all we can go for here is fastest lap after jumping the start. Don't want to get DQ'd from a free lapper, so we're going to come in to serve this penalty now. Here we go, through we come, serve that penalty. If this pits me in, I will be fuming. Who's that behind me? 23rd Nebula, what's he stopped for? As he is stopping, what's he stopping for? Must be front wing damage. Again, reduced damage, I'm not sure how that happens. So we might have a race here with 23rd Nebula. So it's not going to be a lonely race. I'm not going to be battling for the win either. However, he's tier 1. I know I'm making a lot of excuses. They are mighty quick. So if we can fend off, keep him behind us, I will be very impressed. So we just need to settle into the rhythm of this circuit once again. To be fair, my time around here in the Friday practice session for the league, so that's worth mentioning. We have on the Friday night a streamed and commentated practice session which is open to tier 1 and tier 2 drivers, and then on the Saturday both leagues run their races separately. Tier 2 is commentated by Curly Tyler. He can't actually make the next Grand Prix at Suzuka, but he will be with us for every race afterwards as our new commentator, so that'll all be streamed. And in tier 1 they have Matt Dixon, who commentates on the tier 1 races. I believe he's done it all season. Lovely guy. If you can be around on Saturday evening to try and watch the race. So the session starts at 8 o'clock for full qualifying, finishes around about 8:45 usually, unless there's any technical difficulties, and then into the race about 9 o'clock after the break. We've got another 2 cars in the pits now, so we've actually got back past Davies, so we'll take that. This little 5-lap clean race so far, we've had 3 cars with front wing damage on reduced damage, is what I'm assuming it is, or whether he wanted to drop back by us, I don't know. Meatball has also been in the pits, so whether or not there's contact between those two, I'm not sure. We're just going to focus on our own race, get these last 3 laps out of the way, and see if we can get ourselves further up the order. We've just got to hope the cars in front of us have problems and spin out really to let that happen, as we're 14 seconds behind. But bear in mind we had the drive through, which would cost us about 20 seconds. That's not too bad, I'll take that. Wavy Mines in that Williams is looking very quick. And we come into the third sector in Sochi. You don't want to light it up too early there because you'll lose the back end. But you don't want to lose it too late, as you lose a lot of speed coming into this corner. If you hit the brakes too light, you will overshoot and lose lots of time there too. So it's a circuit, it's a racer circuit, this one in my eyes. There's so much to gain by being brave, there's also so much to lose by being too brave. As you're going to squirt it down this pit straight, reverse all the way to the heavy braking zone of turn 2. Stamp on the brakes, throw it in, get on the power, here we go. Settling into the rhythm now. Let's try and see what lap time we can set compared to the faster guys leading this race. As we're gaining a lot of time on the driver in front of us. It was 14.5 seconds, it's now 12.7. So we're getting 2 seconds in 2 laps. Let's hope that keeps happening. We can reel it down. It's not going to be enough, but let's just get the gap down as far as we can to prove we were catching. And if we didn't cheat at the start, genuinely did not mean to do. It's got a bit carried away. We'll see where we can finish this Grand Prix. As we turn in a bit too early there and cut the corner, cut the grass, clip the apex, that's how you want to take that corner, and then lift off and then straight back on the throttle to gun it up to the final 2 corners of the circuit, on the curb as much as we can, throw it in, clip the apex, throw it out, try not to cut the corner like that. This track is so easy to take those track limits. Last lap. Let's see if we can set a lap without cutting the corner to give us a proper time. Meet Bell 132.161. But in perspective, my fastest lap at the weekend in the race just gone was a 133.5, I think. So we'll take that. I was quite happy with that time. In the practice session, it was a 132. It was only half a second off Meet Bell, I believe. Without checking, I couldn't tell you. We are reeling in the car in front. As Meet Bell in 23rd Nebula have obviously had a big accident again. It's all over the place here. So it looks like we can finish this race in P5, unless Kronos decides to light those rear wheels up too early in the final sector. We might be able to catch him. I doubt it. The Wavy Minds again? Yeah, Wavy Minds is seeming to be a very strong contender. I think he's a fairly new driver to Tier 1, but he does seem to have the techers, shall we say. He's got the pace, he's got the consistency, he's won all 3 races so far tonight. That first race should have been Meet Bell in Australia, but there we have it as we finish in Sochi in P5. After that dismal start, we were trying to just catch the lights as we'll sit on board with Davies just to come around to the end of the lap. Meet Bell has left, he has had enough. He has DNF'd all 3 races, so I don't blame him. 5th place, not the best, not the worst. We shall take that. So, Aqua Ninja's driver of the day, nice. He dragged himself up the grid. Anyway, guys, until the next one, I'll see you back on the track very shortly in the next episode.